If you feel like you're doing everything right and you still have no sales, this is what finally changed everything for me. And this is my 9th year in business, so I have had those days. I have been building my 7-figure sales and marketing consultancy for the past 5 years. I had another business before that. And I've had those slow seasons where I really felt that I was doing everything right, everything in my power to make the business grow, creating, showing up, promoting, and still I had no results in that moment. That is how it felt. So in this video, I'll walk you through the mindset shift that helped me break that cycle, and also the exact 3 things that I do when sales dip, so that you can bounce back without burning out as well. So the last time that I had a slower season in my business was actually this year. So I started this year with a mindset that this year is going to be the biggest. We're going to scale, multiply, do everything. And the first quarter went quite well. We actually did our strongest first quarter ever. But then came the second quarter, and what we had done before that was we raised our pricing and did little tweaks to our offer. Then the sales dropped. So old way of messaging, marketing, our offer didn't work anymore. So it ended up with a really slow April. And then it was really clear that, okay, well, we did these changes. Let's see what May brings in. And May ended up being as bad. So we were so far away from our goals, and it was so frustrating. It made me sad and desperate. Like, I was thinking that why aren't we where I wanted to be? Why aren't the sales going? I was actually starting to panic. We have a sales team, but at that moment I was like, oh, like I need to get back into sales. Like I need to jump on those sales calls and just like take the control. I think that is natural feeling that we have as entrepreneurs, like taking the responsibility. But then I had already told my operations manager that I will be doing sales. It's so slow now. But then I needed to take a breath and think about it a little bit more. But then I had this mentor saying me that when you're doing these changes, like it might take like 3 cycles. And then I counted in my head that that would mean more than 6 to 9 months to actually see the results of the changes that we had been doing in our offer at that point. So then I tried to chill and relax and really just trust the process. And it was so hard to let go and just like relying, because I just didn't want to go back to the way that we were running the business before, because of course I could have lowered the price or whatever, do these quick fixes, but I didn't want to do that. I knew that these were my new standards for my business. So I just decided to trust the process, and what ended up happening was that June 2025, we hit every single record that there could be in our sales team and in our sales. So it was the highest sales month ever in my business's history. So it was really worth waiting. But in that moment, it felt so hard. So I want to share my tools, my thinking tools, my like actual action steps, what I do in those moments when sales are slow. So the first step is that get really specific with what is actually the problem. So instead of thinking that your business is the problem or your sales is the problem, start thinking about what is actually the problem. Because when you talk about sales, the sales process is a little bit more than that. It includes the lead generation, the closing of the deal, the discovery phase of maybe the sales call, the ads, the marketing. What is actually the issue there? So think about it more specifically. What is actually the problem? It's not your whole business. It's not you. It is something logical and specific. And get really specific with that. And then when you figure that out, it can also be that there isn't a process in place. You're still relying on referrals and word of mouth to get clients, and that can be a problem as well. But when you figure out what the problem is, then you spend all of your time solving that one problem and nothing else. You really quit doing all the other projects that you have in your business and you only focus on fixing that problem, because the faster you get it fixed, the faster you're going to get unstuck as well with the sales. And if you spend your time coming up with quick fixes or adding new things, because I think we entrepreneurs, we are really great at coming up with new ideas to bringing to life, to come up with new offers or whatever, we aren't fixing the actual root cause when we are doing that. So instead of adding anything, try to focus on solving the actual issue, because then you are growing also as an entrepreneur and your business is taking a leap to the next level as well. So this is something that changed my whole life. I understood this last year. So instead of adding anything new, I actually listed all the problems that I had in my business. I prioritized them and thought like, what is the highest leverage, what is the highest value, lowest cost and effort and so on. And then I just focused on and put all my team to focus on fixing those issues. And that is how we have actually now grown so much this year, only like 60% since January, what we've done now just this year. So that will also help you to take the emotion off, because that is the second thing, the mindset thing, that try to rationalize it and not take it so personally and be so emotional about it. I think this is also something that as solopreneurs, when you're alone, when you don't have a team or anyone, it's really easy to just like blame yourself, blame the current circumstances, the market, the economy, like whatever. But actually just try to take the emotion off, because you will find the actual problem if you just look at your business from the bird's eye view and get really detailed with that. And taking the emotions off is going to help you also solve the problem and not being in such panic. But if you are still panicking, this is my last tip for you. I had really slow season and hard time in 2023. I felt like the whole year was hard for me. I was also pregnant, so maybe it was also the pregnancy hormones, who knows. But this was summer 2023, so exactly a couple of years ago. And I felt that we need to move out from our beautiful home, and like everything is just like my company is going to be bankrupt. But then I figured out this one way of getting past that and just like not quitting. So I just decided to take one day at a time. And what that meant for me was that I was thinking that, okay, well, today I don't need to file for a bankruptcy. Like today I can still continue. Today I can do something. So I will only focus on today. And this is how I just moved on day after day. And then suddenly one day I realized that, well, it isn't that bad anymore. We don't probably need to do the bankruptcy thing. I can continue my business. We got sales. We got past that. And I think seasoned entrepreneurs, seasoned salespeople, they know that sales is about the cycles. It goes up and down. And I've been working with a lot of salespeople in my sales team and in sales organizations before running my own business. And that is the difference with the seasoned experts in sales, because they know that it's just maths. Sometimes you get a bunch of deals in the same week, and then there are those weeks where there's nothing happening. So at the end of the day, the results actually come from the consistent, systematic work and putting in the efforts in your sales process, following up, taking the time to actually conducting sales calls and so on. So it comes down to those basic sales activities. So I didn't even want to mention in this video, because that is like of course you're doing the sales activities when you don't have sales, but of course let's mention that as well. Like that is the way to then eventually get past that slower season. Just continue, keep on doing, don't add anything, don't do anything weird or new just because you're in a slow season. Just continue doing what worked before. It will work again. So these are my tips on those slower seasons. I really hope and wish you all the best and good luck, and see you in the next one.